back to Talk Crypto to Me. It's another episode, it's another week with me, Lily, and we're obviously always going to be talking about NFTs and the metaverse because everything here in Dubai and in the world is going crazy right now. I'm here today with Abyan from Cifris and we're going to be chatting about NFTs, right?
Yep.
So let's talk about your journey. How did you end up getting into NFTs?
It's a funny story. It started back in 2016.
Okay, a while ago.
Had a friend who was studying in Boston. Kept talking to me about this crypto blockchain sphere. Didn't believe him, didn't listen to him.
Didn't we all do that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of didn't understand it. And at the time I was more on stocks and real world, FX, Forex. So I was trading, but just not crypto. And
so you have a trading background?
Yeah,
okay.
finance background. I was at uni at the time studying finance and economics. So it was natural to kind of play around and see if I can make some extra money.
Yeah, why not?
Enjoy the uni life a bit more. And then when I graduated in 2018 and I came back to Dubai, I was fortunate to have a lot of time on my hands. So I decided to take him up on his offer and basically self-learn to invest. And first investment was Ethereum, actually, not even Bitcoin.
Okay.
Believed in it a bit more. Over the period of time, I've obviously gone into Bitcoin and some other smaller
So what
coins.
research did you put into deciding this back in 2016?
I mean, I started more on like understanding blockchain,
Okay.
understanding how the tech works, the usage, going and understanding Bitcoin and learning how it started, and being in finance, I understood the use case early on, but I still need a bit more convincing to put my money into something that was a gray area at the time. But now I feel confident enough that not only am I have my own portfolio, but I've also opened a company with a friend of mine that literally works in this industry, in this space. So I believe in it, and it was all thanks to him.
It was so funny because I literally just met him, didn't I? We were at Metacon this weekend and I
Yeah.
just started speaking. I chat to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were just speaking and then he was like, yeah, no, I'm part of Cifris. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, I think I've got an interview next week actually. So let's
Yeah.
talk a little about what is Cifris.
So Cifris is an NFT platform and marketplace. It's basically a full infrastructure that gives creators, manufacturers, and artists a place to basically mint an NFT.
Okay.
But we're different because we work with physical assets, meaning the NFT is tied to something that the buyer can feel and touch. So in the case of art, the NFT is tied to the actual art piece.
So, and would you, if you purchase the NFT, would you also have to purchase the real life asset as well?
So it depends on the artist or the creator, but
Okay.
our suggestion on the platform is that the NFT is automatically tied, meaning when you purchase the NFT, you just request with your address where you would like the actual piece to be delivered at no extra cost. So the idea is the NFT includes the cost of the physical asset, and it just gives you that extra, cool element of having it in your house. But when we work with like ticketing and events, which I will explain to you what we did for New Year's Eve, but the idea is that you get a use case. It's almost like utility, but rather than having like a community or a network, you actually get to use the utility straight away. I mean, right after you buy it. So
You have a tangible asset.
exactly, yes, and it's also the ability to bridge the old and new, meaning people are used to going into the store, buying something and being able to hold it. NFTs is all digital, right? So it's the way of like, yes, I'm buying something digital, but I'm actually getting something I can feel, touch, and look at.
So you're
all
bridging
the
that
time.
gap that there is really
Yeah.
between reality and this whole crazy world that
Exactly.
people are like, where is it? Where is it held? You're actually allowing people to have something
Yeah.
tangible.
And I mean, the other benefit obviously with NFTs is the traceability, right? So with the traceability, it's allowing people to be able to track and understand the history or the story behind that particular item. So it's not just NFTs are cool or NFTs are in. There's actually like use to the case.
And who can like come to you and say, I wanted to sell this as an NFT in real life? Who can come
I
to
mean,
you?
ideally we have a particular like target, mainly like luxury goods or events. The idea is not to kind of open it up to anyone and everyone.
Yeah,
it,
so
it
it's
has
not
to
just
have
like a
level,
marketplace for
exactly.
anyone to sell
It
stuff.
needs to have a level of like exclusivity to cater to a particular niche market.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the platform is built around. I mean, the usability, the whole element is behind giving people a very intuitive platform, because a lot of people are still new to the space and want something familiar. So we have elements of Facebook, Instagram, and Amazon built into the platform to give that level of comfort when they're using it, so it's not totally strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what's the craziest thing that's been in your marketplace?
Well, the craziest thing was actually the first one that we used to launch. We partnered with the London Project, a restaurant on Blue Waters, who usually have some crazy New Year's Eve parties being right under the wheel and on Blue Waters.
It's a really cool venue as well. I was there the other day and it was so cool.
Yeah. So what happened was 2 weeks before the 21st, we were having a catch-up meeting, my partner and I literally just like turned to him and I'm like, I've got an idea. And he's like, what is it? Like, please don't be something crazy. And I was like, I have an idea. Let's offer the London Project to NFT one of their VIP tables.
Okay.
And so we approached them the next day. I have a history with them. We've done some other projects in the past, me personally. And had a meeting and they loved the idea, and they started also like brainstorming and adding a few elements to it. And within 3 days, we concluded that we would offer the balcony table, which is right under the Ain Dubai.
Love that one, yeah.
Table for 4 people, fully all-inclusive basically, including, thanks to the London Project, they were able to get a private tour in the pod of Ain Dubai.
Wow.
So Dubai Tourism got involved as well. They got they loved the idea. They loved the fact that it was, showing Dubai. And the price was what was the most entertaining, because it was the 50th anniversary for the UAE, so it was priced at 50,000 dirhams. And one lucky, obviously I can't say who, purchased it and had probably the best New Year's Eve.
I mean, it sounds insane.
Yeah.
And then, so they got to keep this physical NFT, digital NFT.
Yes, so the London Project designed a unique NFT for them. It was the logo, and it obviously has other use cases to the London Project. Like, the next time they go within the year, they get like a drink, just, to say thanks for being part of the experience.
So it's making like a London Project community almost. You've started off this little community, which they can then build upon if they have future events, things like that. So what events have you got in mind at the moment? Is there anything happening or happened?
Well, thanks to that big event, we were picked up by a lot of media, including interview with Dubai Eye. Investing.com featured the whole event, and because it was the first New Year's Eve event in the UAE, it obviously got a lot of traction, right? This region loves to be the first.
The big night to do it, and you're creating an NFT. I mean, that's pretty damn crazy.
So it was overwhelming, but we've started to get clients that like the idea of being, the first in the space, or the pioneer in their industry. So it's a lot of work to adopt their mindset and synergize it with the concept of NFTs, because they're old school.
Yeah.
let's be honest. They're old school, right? And not everyone understands what NFTs are. They think of it more as a hype.
And people will be questioning, like, why do you need the NFT? Is there a need for the NFT? Why not just have a ticket?
Well, for them, the need would be a different form of income. So an example would be Formula One, right? When you purchase the ticket early, you pay, I don't know, let's say 1,000 dirhams. 3 months later, you resell it to someone for 2,000 dirhams, right?
Yeah.
And then they sell it 3 days before the event for 5,000 dirhams because they can't make it, or they want to make money.
Exactly.
They're flipping it. Now, Formula One makes money the first time when you purchase the ticket, right?
Yeah.
They make money on the 1,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
But through NFTs and through our royalty scheme, they would make money every time it's resold, because they are the creator, the original start of the NFT. So it also allows them to, be included in the resale market.
So it's really benefiting a business because it means that they've got that royalty on that ticket because it is originally their ticket. They're going to receive that money every single time there's a transaction which happens.
Exactly, and it's also like a souvenir for the user because no one's going to take it from you, right? It's a QR code they can scan, you have it, and
what's the other benefits to a user? Is there any, especially for like this event? Obviously, you said the long-term part of it, but why else is it important to have NFTs?
Most of the benefits of the NFT comes from the issuer, so the utility behind the token.
So this is really, we're talking about for businesses, actually this is really, really useful for them.
Yeah, because also it creates a community, right? Like every brand has a following. You know, you have your Louis Vuitton fans, you have your Gucci fans, you have your Prada fans, and you can basically incorporate them into your company through NFTs because they basically are now part of your community. Maybe they get access to the first day before, one day before the new collection drops, or they get a private viewing of certain pieces if it's fashion, or in the case of events, you know, if you've attended Formula 1 2021, you get an upgrade of your ticket for the next year. And you're basically keeping people involved and keeping people
so it's creating like a database of like people that have come to your events before would be interested, so you know who to target more than anything. And I guess this can be utilised across different businesses. If someone's within that space, so if they like F1 and they want to go to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, they might then want to go to the Barcelona one, and then they can sort of share that knowledge and capture them and give them discounts, benefits of being part of that community.
Yeah.
So what sort of project are you exciting that's coming up? Is there anything cool you can share?
We have a big project that's coming up. We can't share exactly what it is, but it's really cool. It incorporates a bit of the metaverse. And,
oh wow, love that.
It's a unique project for us as well because we will be experimenting thanks to them, with their blessing basically.
Okay.
But if it works out, it could be quite game-changing for the UAE as a whole.
Have you done much with the metaverse? Have you thought about that?
For now, no. I mean, it wasn't an initial phase. It was more of we were more focused on the NFT platform and growing that business and that company. But now that we've got this project, it's our first glimpse into what we're capable of and what the team is capable of. And I do have a fantastic team, so I'm pretty sure we can do some great things. And
what brands would you love to work with? Like, what's your ideal, envision your ideal partnership? What would you love to work with?
To be honest, I personally don't have an ideal partnership because every partnership has something unique and something interesting in itself. So I'm more on developing the right partnership. And that could be with someone that's not a brand or that's not, someone known, but they add value more so than just being a client. But if it was like some brands, obviously you'd like some big name brands like Rolex or Gucci or Louis Vuitton to join the platform and bring their user base with them.
And so in terms of the actual NFT, so where do you purchase that NFT? Does it come with the physical asset? What is actually like the logistics behind it?
So we have a few patents on the tech, so I can't go too deep into the tech, but we have developed a few possibilities around it. The first one is the materialization, which is the claim of the physical asset tied to the NFT. And how it works is the NFT is listed on our marketplace. Okay. You would log in, check it out.
So you're separate than other marketplaces, it's not like OpenSea.
No, we have our own marketplace. We're on the Binance Smart Chain, so faster transactions and cheaper gas fee.
Wonderful.
And so how it works is basically let's say you're a creator, right? So you mint your NFT and then you list it either for sale or auction on the marketplace. Okay. I log in, I check out the marketplace and I like your NFT. I purchase it, and if it's tied to a physical asset, there is a pop-up that says materialize. Okay. Now, why do we give this option? In the case of sneakers, which are highly traded, you can trade the NFT multiple times
before you actually
without actually claiming the sneaker, so that you're sure the sneaker can never get scratched, damaged, the box is intact. The sneakers will stay with Nike until the last person claims it.
And they think, I want that to wear them now.
So then they could materialize. A pop-up window pops up to fill in your address, all your details, and the issuer or the manufacturer or the creator is then responsible to send you the item.
So this allows for trading, so you can keep trading,
Yeah.
trading, and then when
Exactly.
someone hits that point, they're like, damn, I actually just want them
Yeah.
trainers, I can't wait any longer, I want them.
Yeah.
That's when you can actually materialise it. And so where do we see this all going in the future?
Well, as we all are very aware, the crypto market's down. It's gonna be down for next few months at least.
A few months, yeah, we were saying summertime, it's not usually the best time.
Yeah, it's the same as last year. I mean, it's down.
So when people want to go and spend their money, everyone, the whole, it's just like, no, crypto world's like, you know what, don't have a good summer,
Yeah.
no, we're going to drop the market down a little bit.
Well, whoever's having a good summer is those that sold just before the market dropped.
That's true. So anyone that's partying in Mykonos this summer knew
They-
about it.
they sold it early.
They knew about it way beforehand, and they're like, actually, you know what, I'm going to have the best time. You guys, good luck.
Yeah, but I mean, now is also a good time to buy. If, as in, like, I've personally increased my holdings.
Yeah.
I believe in the tech, so I understand. And plus, with the company, with NFTs in general, I don't actually hold any NFTs.
Okay. Oh, none at all.
None. I don't hold any NFTs.
Have you purchased NFTs and?
Flipped them in the past,
Oh, you
yes.
flipped
I
them,
mean,
okay.
early on when the hype was there. But as of right now, I hold no NFTs.
Okay.
I'm fully invested in the company right now, and I believe in the technology. I believe in the concept. I believe in the use cases. I mean, there's a lot. Something simple as degrees or medical records, right? As an NFT, there's security. You can't hack in and change the name, so it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
You can trace it. So there is a lot of applications. It's just a matter of time before people get educated enough to understand the tech and the use case. So in terms of NFTs, as long as they provide you with utility and some sort of asset, because
Yeah.
at the end an NFT is an asset
Well,
with
you're
a
really-
unique identity.
You're really providing an asset because it's something people can actually receive, which is quite crazy for most people. Because people talk about what's the utility, and it's something like you're part of a community, or
You get access. You get to talk to someone. Well, that's all great, but
you don't get anything. There's nothing physical.
Exactly.
Whereas this is actually giving you a physical asset. And as you say, it is all about learning, right? So for all of us, anyone in this space, we're all learning. We need to. So where would you go to learn about a lot about the space?
I mean, I personally, I try to attend as many networking events with people in the space.
Yeah.
The communities around them are quite great here. There's also a load of information now on the internet. I mean, on Reddit, Twitter, YouTube. If you want more mainstream, you can obviously check on Google for like what is blockchain, what are NFTs. There's a lot of articles. Earlier on, there was
YouTube.
nothing.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot more people in the space. There's a lot more interest in the space, and there's even some like education boards that are looking at offering it as part of a curriculum.
Which it probably should be, to be honest, because
Truly
we all
should.
need to learn.
Yeah.
There's some people starting out and have no knowledge, but this is happening. It's going to be part of our lives. We're going to need NFTs. They're going to be a contract for most of us to hold.
It is. Yep. It's not going anywhere.
So why not
At
get
least
involved now?
Not anytime soon.
And make some money out of it as well. If you're doing trading, things
Yeah.
like that, you could be making money rather than just sat at home questioning what is an NFT.
Yes, and I mean also with, we all live in Dubai, right? And there's so much opportunity here. There's so much, the space is welcomed here. So there's a lot of opportunity to even just do it as a side hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, you just need a couple of hours to learn, and instead of going to the club and dropping $500 on a table, drop it in an NFT. At least you have a 50% chance of a positive outcome. On the table, you're guaranteed a
lost it
negative
all.
outcome. Like,
It's actually true.
The
I
bottle's
just-
empty. Okay, you go home, you
Yeah.
sleep, you wake up, you've lost it.
Yeah,
But maybe if you go home, you sleep, you wake up, the NFT
You
is
could
now
be a
$1,000.
exactly.
Now take the 500, go enjoy in the bottle, and reinvest the initial 500.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are afraid of this, and it's just a matter of time before they understand. And
Well, I would say people were saying, oh my God, I've lost loads of money in crypto, it's a bad time. Well, actually, if you would have just taken the money that you would have spent anyway
Yeah.
and invested it, have you really lost anything? And you haven't lost anything until you sell it.
I mean, you have to
Really?
also be smart, right? Like, if you invest in hype projects at the very end, you're gonna lose. But if you diversify and invest early, you have the opportunity to grow your investment while the project grows.
Yeah.
So I prefer to, if there's a project that's going really well and everyone's talking about it. I stay away from it if I'm not invested in it, because that's just a hype. And sooner or later, you'll be the last one that owns this and no one wants to buy it from you. And you've paid a load of money for it. So I try to enter early and hold.
And diversify, people forget that it's like hold a range of assets. Don't just own crypto, have a look into NFTs, see how you can trade them, see how has people made money in this.
Yeah, but also even with just crypto, if you invest in, some stable coins, some alternative coins, altcoins, or like Bitcoin and Ethereum, even if 4 projects fail, they might be the 5th one that, goes so well that it recovers your 4 losses.
Yeah.
So you also have to have the mindset that when you see a loss, it doesn't, you don't panic or you don't freak out. You need to ride the wave.
Trust in the process. Like if you understand what the usage is, why it's so important. I mean, talking about Bitcoin, everyone's talking about today how we're gonna here in Dubai, we're gonna be using Bitcoin for payments. Like,
a few of the malls have already started. Like places in the malls have started to adopt it. Emirates is looking at taking it on.
This is so quick, so quick. I mean, we really were talking about this maybe a couple of months ago that this might start happening, and now they're like, right, we're gonna do this. Like, we're gonna start accepting payments.
And in fact, before Emirates released their announcement, we actually had a meeting with Emirates for their NFTs.
Ah, so incredible. Watch this space for NFTs then, potentially with Emirates. Okay, I did not say anything, not announcing anything. So but let's look into the future. Where do you see this all going?
I mean, obviously in the UAE, we might see it a lot sooner than the rest of the world. They like to be the first. They're working on implementing it on a more all-rounded basis. So I give it, in my personal opinion, I'm looking at the next 2 to 3 years where it's almost like by 2025, I have a feeling it'll be a lot more common, a lot more people in the space, a lot more entertaining conversations rather than one-sided where it's like people are just like, huh? When you're talking.
No, the amount of times you hear people like, oh, it's a scam, oh, I don't really see it being used. Of course it's going to be used.
They don't understand, or they don't want to see past the scam, right? Like, if they've been affected by the scam, it's like, I've lost my trust. But that's just one project. There's so many out there that are doing such great things.
It takes time for anyone to adopt new things.
Exactly.
I mean, like, is it 20 years ago when people were like, oh no, the internet, never going to work, never.
And now no one can live without it.
Exactly. Well, we can't live without our iPhone, so it's just going to take that time, and you're part of really changing that space a little bit.
Hopefully.
No, definitely you are. And creating like tangible, real-life assets. So people that are starting out on this journey, like going to your platform, would actually probably be a pretty good idea if they want to get involved, try it out, understand about the NFTs, but then also they can have or hold the physical assets.
Exactly, and we're also looking at working with other educational platforms to, give insight into the space. The same today, like have a discussion or, provide a kind of information on NFTs like the simplest form possible, and just help educate people, because more than a platform or more than making money, it's also, I like the space. Like I enjoy being part of it, and I want to share that with other people. Because they don't know what they're missing out. Like, as volatile, as crazy as it is, it's one of the most entertaining spaces to be in.
It's the future. It literally is the future. Like, we're sitting in a Metaverse cafe, like this restaurant, terrace. Like this is a reality. People will come to these sort of places. It's coming. It's happening.
Plus, the crypto parties are the best parties.
I mean, they are. Yeah, they are. They're pretty damn good.
They're pretty cool.
When people ask you, why did you get into crypto? Oh, just the parties.
The parties. Literally, like, right now, it's just the added value. Like, you work so hard, and then you go to some of the craziest, coolest parties and meet.
And soon enough, you're going to be doing all the NFTs for them parties. Really, that's what we're hoping.
One day.
I mean, it's a great idea, especially for these sort of events. All the guests, especially if you're in the crypto market, why would you not want an NFT?
And also, kind of will bring people into the space, because it's like, oh, I really want to go there. Well, great. Connect your wallet.
Yeah.
Obviously, Metamask is super easy and super fast to connect, and it's kind of a way to, I don't want to say force people, but it's like a kind of do or die.
Yeah.
Like, these are the tickets, they're NFTs. If you want in, join the space. And it could be a nice way to force on education, because at the end of the day, not only are you benefiting by enjoying the event, but you're actually learning.
Yeah, of course.
And it's learning in a fun way.
And what's like the biggest learning curve you've had in this space?
It was more, I mean, I'm learning every day being in the space.
Oh, no, actually it's true. Like,
but having a company, it's like I'm on fast forward, because I have to learn faster, then be able to implement it, so that it's not someone else coming up and it's like, but your platform doesn't do this.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more on the time management between being able to see something, learn about it, and then have enough time to implement it before it becomes so mainstream that people start questioning me about it.
Yeah. And I guess in the
That's
space
difficult.
as well, you've got competitors, like people hear what you're doing and then they want to try and
Yeah.
do something similar.
For now, we're lucky. We're the only one that we know of doing
Okay.
physical assets on so many different categories. The idea is to, kind of specialize in a few categories at the early stage to grow those, and then look at, again, diversifying at
Yeah.
a later stage.
And will you just stay in Dubai? Are you planning on going a bit more global?
We're based in Dubai, but we have, as of now, we have clients in Italy, London, Russia, Central America, and Belize. That was quite a
amazing.
unique one.
And that's just someone
Brazil.
coming to you saying,
Yep.
I've got this project, I want you to become involved in it.
Yeah, or someone like, hey, I've found your platform, or I heard about it. Can we know more? You're doing physical assets. I want to know more if we can do apartments or if we can do
Okay,
concerts.
yeah, of course.
And
Is there a limit to what you can do, really? Not really.
Not
No?
really.
Oh, you're like, nope,
Nope.
definitely not. There's a challenge set
Yeah.
for you. Can someone
let's find something where we're like, no, we cannot do this yet.
Yes, yeah, but eventually, I mean,
Yeah.
everything's possible. We live in Dubai. I mean, look, this is possible. The birds behind us.
Exactly.
What an incredible view. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
No worries.
Thank you for giving us an insight, and I can't wait to see where this goes.
Me too. Thank you.